If you love Marvel like I do, you're probably enjoying the Miss Marvel show on Disney+. Spoilers for episode 3. So this episode opens in 1942 in a temple where we see Aisha, Kamala's grandmother, as well as Najma, Cameron's mother, as they discover Kamala's bangle on the arm of a blue being. Supposedly a Kree, so that way we can tie into Captain Marvel. Yeah. We also get a top-down shot of the temple, and we found out on the floor is the insignia of the 10 Rings organization. So why I think this is significant personally is because the 10 Rings are now owned by Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi is half alien because his mother is from another dimension. And now it turns out we found out that Kamala is part clandestine, who the clandestines are from another dimension as well. So in the same way that Shang-Chi uses the 10 rings, kind of little bracelets from another dimension, Kamala uses a bracelet from another dimension. Or I guess maybe the bracelet could be from this dimension, but she has DNA from another dimension, the Noor dimension. But I feel like this is kind of how Phase 4 is all coming together, it's very themed of the multiverse. So it's our little piece of connective tissue for Miss Marvel. Also at the temple, there's a quick mention that there are actually 2 bangles. So I'm guessing by the end of this series, we're going to have a fight between Kamala and somebody else with the other bangle. Probably Najma, Cameron's mother. It's been kind of the typical Marvel formula for them to fight somebody with their exact same power set, or at least very similar power set. This episode did a really good job of having me wonder why the clandestines were actually banished to this dimension, especially when Bruno started doing some research about what the Jinn are. So it'll be really interesting to find out why they were actually banished to our dimension. So then we skip ahead to Kamala's brother's wedding, where he says the most millennial thing I have probably ever heard in a TV show. He goes, "I have $700 in my checking account and I'm getting married." Man, as a fellow millennial and somebody who is in a serious committed relationship, like, this scene could not have related to me any better. I really do truly feel for the guy. So a little bit later in the wedding, Cameron shows up and he's like, "Kamala, my mother is on her way to kill you and your entire family because you're not helping her as fast as she wants you to." Like, what? Okay, somebody's a little bit impatient, but yeah, she really wants that bangle and she really wants to go home. The whole following encounter kind of feels like Kamala's call to action in the series finally. And you really get to see maybe she's not so sure that this is the life that she wants. Like, it seems so cool to be a superhero, but is it really worth all the pain and the suffering that can come along with it? So Kamala basically runs away and defends herself from all of the other clandestines as they try to capture her and take the bangle from her. And then she only finally throws 2 punches once Bruno gets involved and he's injured. I mean, let's be real. If you had suddenly found out you had superpowers and were like, "Oh yeah, I can be a superhero," well, as soon as somebody starts coming after you to kill you, are you actually going to be able to fight them back, or are you just gonna run away scared? I don't blame her for doing what she did, and it was really awesome that she got to step up and actually use her abilities to save her friend. So then the Department of Damage Control shows up right at the end of the fight there. And I gotta say, I'm not entirely convinced that they're some of the bad guys of the show. Honestly, I think the show is trying to pull a fast one on us, and that the Department of Damage Control is actually on Kamala's side, and they're going to be supporting her by the end of the series. Calling it right now, just throwing it out there. But I hope you guys are enjoying the show as much as I am. So let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on the show are so far, and let's start a conversation about it. If you haven't watched my video on the first 2 episodes, click on that right here. And if you've already done that, well then make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that way you can get the next video that comes out about the season finale of Obi-Wan and the next episode of Miss Marvel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below.